Hello, welcome back to Healing Rehab with Yafa Shifra. I'm your host, and today I want to start a new series called Diary of the Empath. Okay, so today let's dive into some of the emotional things we go through as empaths. All right, now a lot of empaths, we've been feeling more so than ever neglected, overlooked, the feeling of being a doormat and like you're pouring into everything and everyone else, and everyone is just sucking all of that energy, but there's no genuine reciprocation. So, what do we do when we come to these roadblocks, or we find ourselves feeling sick or wounded in our souls because we're giving out so much positive vibes and energy? You know, I'm all about the vibes and the energy, the high vibration. And if you're an empath, whether a regular empath or a super empath, you know what it is to flow on those vibrations, right? High frequencies. And so we love hard. We give 100% plus of what we have, right? We do and then some. So a lot of us empaths, we've had traumatic childhood experiences, which allowed us to love so deeply because we never want another human being to go through this life feeling abandoned, rejected, abused, overlooked, or mistreated in any form that we've gone through, right? And so we feel that we're the saviors, like to help prevent people from feeling any type of the pain we've gone through. We want to spare them from it, right? That's within our empathic DNA. Now, here's the problem with that. If we don't learn how to set boundaries with this empathic nature, this is where we open ourselves to be abused in the process. And I know it's so difficult when you've grown up in culture or religious backgrounds or traditions where you've had no rights. You had no right to defend or speak. A lot of us have been scapegoated. A lot of us are the black sheeps of the family, the black sheep, sorry for sheeps. So the black sheep of the family. And as a result, because we've had to take on the guilt, the shame, the blame, the responsibility of everyone else's mess, it was placed on us because that's what a scapegoat is, right? Biblically, or in Torah, the scapegoat was the goat that took the sins of the entire nation of Yasharal, of Israel, right? And so imagine all of the sins, the darkness, the abominations, everything being poured on into and put on the scapegoat who would be loosed into the wilderness to carry this burden. Imagine you in human form being the person, the child that everyone put their blame on, that everyone actually puts their responsibility on because they don't want to take accountability. So when you grow up in these types of environment, what happens is you're so used to being blame shifted. You're so used to being in shame and guilt that when you grow up, you're apologizing for everything and to everyone, even at your expense, because this has gone on in your psyche and your emotions. You're traumatized. And so you grow and you go through life not having boundaries, and you want to love everything and everyone. And guess what? The more you do this, the more you receive more trauma, because now you're seeking validation. You don't want to feel abandoned or rejected, and so you compromise who you are to make other people happy at the expense of your own happiness. Isn't that something else? And I know most of us chosen ones have gone through that. If you're empathic, definitely, absolutely, you've gone through these things or similar. That's what makes you an empathic soul. And so here you are, giving out all of this love and affection and nurturing to the wrong people. And you know, guys, I used to repeat this all the time and say, hurting people hurt people. I don't want to say that anymore. Because you know what? We empaths, we are hurting people as well. We've been through tons of trauma, but we are making a conscious effort not to put people in that hurt that we have experienced. So there are no excuses to deliberately hurt people. So we need to remove this vocabulary from our vernacular, because we are enabling people to become more toxic and abusive because we've labeled them hurting people, hurt people, right? Now, some of you may agree and some of you may not agree. I've come to the conclusion this year that no. Hurting people should not hurt people, because you know how it feels to be hurt. So why would you, in your tender heart, want to put other people through that level of pain? Either you're borderline toxic or narcissistic, sadistic, to want to inflict that type of pain on others. So I digress. Let's come back to the diary of the empath. So what happens is you find lovers, and man, you're pouring everything into these love relationships, right? Your time, your kind words, your empowerment, your uplifting, your exhortation, your finances, your financial resources is what I wanted to say. And people are just taking from you and not reciprocating, right? So I came to an epiphany last night in my own personal experience of giving out to individuals and one in particular. And I realize I'm just giving to this person, but they're mistreating me. They're not reciprocating the same. Because what I've done is validated this person's trauma above mine. And I gaslit and invalidated my own emotions to cater to this person's hurt because I felt that I could bring them to complete healing through my love. Well, when we do that, listen to me clearly, empaths. When we do this, we're not holding these people accountable. When we continuously forgive them and overlook their faults at the expense of you being re-traumatized, what you're doing is actually not holding them accountable to hold a mirror for them to look at themselves. So, in my distress last night, in my crying out, I realized, hey, Yaffa. Hey, Coach Yaffa. How about you refocusing and redirecting all the love and energy you've been giving everyone else since childhood who have abused your generosity and love? Why don't you focus that love and energy on yourself? Why don't you love yourself the way you love other people? Now, I've been practicing self-love for a while, but I just realized that there are dimensions to this. There are dimensions of self-love as you come into deeper healing. And you know what? I had a talk with my Creator, with the Most High, and I said, I've loved and I've nurtured everyone else, but I truly don't know how to do that for myself. Teach me how to do that for myself, because I deserve it. Do you realize, empaths out there under the sound of my voice, all of this affection, this selflessness you've been giving out to everybody else? That you should direct that same energy or even more into yourself? You can heal yourself with this type of love and affection. So let's stop this episode here now. And I want to leave you with this for homework. Take inventory. Write a journal and answer the hard, difficult question. Have I been loving myself as much as I've been loving on others? Now, I'm not telling you to stop loving people, but it's not selfish to start loving and being attentive to yourself, okay? So I want you to write a journal. Ask yourself these questions. Have I been nurturing, caring, loving myself, or investing in myself as much as I've been doing or pouring into others? Ask yourself that difficult question and answer honestly. Okay? I love you. I'm going to be back soon with the addition to the Diary of the Empath. I love you. Please subscribe, Please like and share. Peace.